the facts of the future, which ultimately is verified when the future events at last take place. For instance, Hazrat Muslim Maud, in commenting upon Wassamai Zatil Buruj wal Yawmil Ma'ude, gave a commentary which related to certain events of the future. And he said, this is my commentary, and of course if it is true, then the future would take shape in this way. Particularly, things will happen to Ahmadis in a manner as he thought was described in those verses of the Holy Quran. And later on, in 1974, exactly the same thing happened. As if he was already observing those events which were to take shape in future and describing them like a film was being shown to him. So although at that time he had no evidence, but he based his inference upon certain events of the past as well, and certain other verses of the Holy Quran as well. He referred to the past history and rejected other commentaries because they were not true, they were not applicable to the past, and also inferred from some other verses and the general phenomenon of what happens to the followers of Prophet and so on, and ultimately gave that opinion that these verses speak of certain future events which will occur with relation to Jamaat Ahmadiyya, and described those future events so clearly that when they began to take shape, one was wonderstruck in noting the similarity, closeness of the events to the description of Hazrat Muslim Maud which was made in 1945. Imagine how much time had elapsed between 45 and 74, and yet if you read that commentary, it's a long commentary, I can't repeat it here, then you'll realize what I mean. So the commentary of the Holy Quran must be born, must be proved correct as applied to the realities of life. Also it must be proved to be correct in relation to the other verses of the Holy Quran. There shouldn't be any contradiction between that. If a commentary is testified according to this, is tested on this touchstone and proves to be correct, then it's all right, it's acceptable. If you leave that, if you ignore this principle, then you will enter the realm of those commentaries which go on creating things from one's imagination while they have no relationship to the realities. In fact, they are contrary to the very creation of God. Read, for instance, a commentary about the Surah Qaf, an old commentary. That commentator tells us, and Maulvi Sahib perhaps remembers the whole, do you? Huh? You know the name of the commentator as well, the book as well? No. Pardon? Tafsir Khazin, because we refer to it later on. The same story is mentioned in almost every tafsir. But it was the Khazin which I had in mind, yes. In Tafsir al-Khazin it says that Qaf stands for a mountain. On that mountain, earth is resting. And that mountain in itself is resting upon one of the horns of a bullock, of a bull. And the earthquake takes place when the bullock is tired and he wants to change his horns. So he shifts the load from one horn to the other, and there is the earthquake. This is the commentary of the Holy Quran. And that is not all. If you read the whole thing, it's absurdity upon absurdity. One other favorite commentary of Maulana Dost Muhammad Sahib speaks of greater events taking place underneath this horn and all these things, and speaks of caves and snakes and how many snakes and how many caves, and then how many eyes that snake has and what happens within the eyes and the bellies of snakes and so on. Can you tell to us the tale, please? Yeah, yes. Do you remember some? So come, go to the microphone and speak. Well, Urdu would be, of course, more delicious, but there will be some of us who will not understand Urdu, so try your hand at English, please. There is Ibrahim Lamholt waiting for this interesting thing. Please.
Amir Momin, I request to speak in Urdu because...
So who will translate you then immediately? Running commentary should be made by someone.
Many scholars and translators.
Who is that scholar? Can I see one? Who would come forward to translate?
Sir, I volunteer. It is sentence by sentence, but not suddenly.
All right. Come forward. And share this microphone between you. फिक्रा बा फिक्रा हो, लेकिन वो मजा तो ऐसे टूट जाएगा, डील टूट जाएगी. प्लीज. ऑल राइट.
एक किताब कश्मीरी बाजार में 1000 मसला के नाम पर शाया शुदा है.
A book which is named
Come closer to me.
A book has been published in Kashmir known as
No, Kashmiri Bazaar, Lahore.
And from Kashmiri Bazaar, Lahore.
Yes.
1000 मसला उसका नाम. His name is 1000 मसला.
The name of the book is 1000 Problems or 1000 Questions.
Yes.
उसमें एक फर्जी और वज़ी रिवायत ये लिखी है कि एक शख्स मदीने में हुज़ूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की खिदमत में हाजिर हुआ और उसने 1000 सवालात किए हुज़ूर इस्लाम की खिदमत.
It is presumed in that one person presented himself before Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked 1000 questions.
और आखिर में जब वो मुतमईन हो गया वो शख्स, तो फिर इसके बाद वो इस्लाम ले आया.
When he was satisfied, he accepted Islam.
लेकिन वो किस किस्म के खौफनाक सवालात थे और क्या जवाब?
I hope you will not read all the 1000 ones.
मैं सिर्फ चंद सवालात.
All right. Yes.
क्योंकि सूरह फजर की तफसीर फजर ही ना हो जाए.
लियाली नशीद में भी होगा बाद में. तो 1000 मसला इतनी जल्दी खत्म होने वाला नहीं. All right. Yes.
Some of the questions were most ridiculous.
Now, all the questions are ridiculous, not some. I have read that. Yes. Each one of them is ridiculous. Yes.
पहला सवाल ये पेश किया गया कि जमीन की सिफ्त क्या है?
First question was, how would you define land or earth?
हजूर ने जवाब दिया माज़अल्लाह के जमीन चपटी है.
God forbid. According to this
version,
yes, this version, Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied that the earth is flat.
अर्ज किया गया कि जमीन कहाँ खड़ी है? हजूर ने माज़अल्लाह जवाब ये दिया कि जमीन एक बैल के सींग के ऊपर खड़ी है.
The same project, yes, that's right.
Huzur was questioned as to where earth is resting. Huzur's answer was, it is resting on the tip of the horn of a bullock.
अर्ज किया गया कि उस बैल की सिफ्त क्या है?
He was asked again as to how would you define that particular bullock.
Yes, bullock.
हजूर ने माज़अल्लाह ये जवाब दिया कि वो बैल वादी ग़ज़वान में खड़ा है.
Maazallah, Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied that that was in Wadi
Valley of Ghazwan. Yes, standing in Ghazwan. Yes.
In the Valley of Ghazwan, Ghazwan is the name, proper name. Yes.
अर्ज किया गया कि वादी ग़ज़वान की सिफ्त क्या है?
He was further questioned as to how one defines the Valley of Ghazwan.
अब मैं वो पूरा फिक्र दोहरा देता हूँ, फिर जाके तर्जुमा हो जाएगा. हजूर इस्लाम ने माज़अल्लाह ये जवाब दिया कि